target winning an election. So it is wrong for them to take the action they have taken. It shows that they are now confused, they are frustrated. But the good news is that they know that there is no other way to go. They know there is no credible alternative to People's Democratic Party. And that is why I am sending a memo to the national chairman of our party. I'm sending a memo to the President of the Federal Republic, our dear President Jonathan, to please enter into dialogue. Accept these are members when they decide to come back. They acted out of anger. They appear frustrated right now, and we have to also make way to take them back to the party, because their action is just a spontaneous reaction to a lost bid.
Well, I think that's where I'd like to come in, because I asked our last guest if truly that was some spontaneous act on that day. But from the way and manner it played out on that day, seemed to a whole lot of Nigerians that it was pre-planned, it was a planned affair. So knowing, if we take it to be a planned affair, and you say that these people have no other choice other than to remain in the PDP, what do you think will be the way forward, knowing full well that, well, we have elections just around the corner in some states before the big one in 2015?
Thank you, Mr. Suleiman. Like you rightly said, their action leaked. That is number one. Secondly, if you watch events in the past few weeks, you will notice that they came up with the People's Democratic Movement, the PDM. It died on arrival. Then there was the Voice of the People. It also died on arrival. They didn't know what to do again. They now resorted to launching an attack to see if they could hijack the structure of the PDP at the convention. They all attended the convention. That is the good news about it. They attended the convention, and when they saw that their plan had collapsed, they, out of anger, walked away to go to do that sham press conference, citing areas of the Constitution. That is not the issue. What you will ask yourself, I'm going to engage some of them in the week, within the week. I will ask them, is Unity List new to them? Have they not benefited one way or the other from PDP's Unity List? The idea, the essence of the Unity List is to try to manage, to bring to a manageable dimension the issue of rancorous, convention or rancorous election. PDP has always used this to manage its own internal affairs. For instance, at that convention, a lot of people came to challenge, people who were removed, who recently resigned their membership. And what happened? Many of them could not go into that election. They did not stage a walkout. They did not get frustrated. Many of them stayed back to demonstrate that you are a party man, to demonstrate your patriotism. There are ways to lay complaints. In the days ahead, people who were not allowed to contest election, usually we have to send in protests, and the party will look at it. So walking out is not a solution to the problem. It is not part of the problem. So what they are going to do is to please take it easy and return back to their party, because that is where they belong. The party has done so much for them. Many of the governors you saw there are two-term governors. These are people who in the next few years will now vacate their offices as governor. They are all looking for relevance. They are all looking for what to do after governorship. The only, like I said, the only worry is our leader, Turaki Atiku Abubakar, who, this is not the first time they are staging a walkout. In 2003, they wanted to upstage former President Olusegun Obasanjo. It failed. In 2007, they went out to form the Action Congress, where he ran as presidential candidate. It failed. He returned back to the party, And in 2011, he spin doctors who are highly ambitious, technocrats. They are trying to set up a job for the boys. They are trying to make him, because each time Turaki is in a contest, all of them will begin to enjoy. So what they are trying to do is to see how they can push him to now go into the contest. I want to assure you, and I want to tell it to Nigerians, Babangida Aliyu will naturally not support Turaki.
Why?
Lamido Sule will not support Turaki in the presidential election. So they themselves have their own individual ambitions. And that is why, you see, it's very funny, because we'll be monitoring. We have watched over the years their political chemistry, how those who can work together. All these people who stage a walkout cannot even work together. Musa Kwankwaso has his own ambition. He is a governor who told us he went out to deceive his fellow governors. And since I started following Kwankwaso, which is propagating to the people of Kano State, I have since withdrawn from following him, because he disappointed me. He disappointed millions of his followers and supporters when he told the world that he set out to set up his fellow governor.
If I'm to follow your analysis, Mr. Aguko, just a moment here. If I'm to follow your analysis, I don't think the PDP will be bothered if we say maybe Kwankwaso, Babangida Aliyu, Turaki, Adamawa, there's Atiku Abubakar, yes, and all of these people, they can't come together and possibly work together, then I don't think the PDP should have any worry. So why are they still trying to meet overnight till this morning to see how they can sort this out?
Yes, they have to sort it out, because politics is about dialogue. Politics is about engagement. Politics, again, when I told people, it is series of concentric circles of conspiracies in which the last group that conspires emerges victorious. If you lose today, you will win tomorrow. It is not cast on stone that one person will continue to take charge. What I'm advising them is, as a student of power, I want them to realize that this is power game we are playing. If you lose, you take it with calmness, and you will still be part of the mainstream of the game. Now, the PDP, being a democratic party, will still go out to look for her children, to look for her membership, because they have been good members of the party. They have benefited so much from the party. They know they cannot abandon the party at this time. Some people should not be encouraged to commit suicide. They should be talked into accepting dialogue. They should be talked into accepting that, okay, this is not going to work now. Let us look for a middle way to resolve issues. So it is right. It is a right thing to do by the party leadership, by the leader of the party, the president, the board of trustee chairman, to go out there and get these members, talk them into coming back into the party. Everybody must give them the opportunity to come back. Everybody, I say, I am going to make a move, private move, to some of my friends who were misled into doing this, and advise them that it is not always you get what you want. If you can't get it, you move on. That is how life is. For them to have become governors in their states, they know they displaced somebody. They know some of them were imposed, if you want to use that word, were imposed on the party, by some group of people. And people did not run away, because if people had run away, they would have scattered the platform. So we must be ready, because we have seen it in the past. There's a historic background. There's a historical element on this issue. We have seen it before. We are going to resolve it, because it's a family affair, and PDP will continue to march on very stronger.
Some people will say that you've been talking a lot about how these governors have benefited so much from the party. Now, some people would also make allusions, because Sulaiman asked you, why is the PDP going after them if you know that these people, they won't be able to make headway anyway? Some people will say it's because you know that even now, if the party doesn't have them, the party might not be able to survive come 2015. That's on one end. But, talking also about the unity list, some people claim that they were impersonated, that their names were on the list. They had boycotted the event. They decided to come back and found out that people were voting in their name. Did you hear about these allegations as well?
You see, we cannot dwell on allegation. I said, I was national director, planning programs and strategy for the party. And